Hello ladies and gents, Captain Shack here. The original Subnautica was and is one of my favorite games of all time. Having mostly avoided it during its early access period, I went into the title just after its official release back in January of 2018. We ended up doing a full playthrough here on the XP Gamers. Now this week, the first standalone DLC for the title Subnautica Below Zero has been released by the developers Unknown Worlds Entertainment. The same devs that brought us the Natural Selection series and great real-time strategy first-person series mix, and of course, the original game Subnautica. So does this new one hold up? Does it give us more of the same, and should you buy it right now? Let's discuss. Firstly, Below Zero is a early access title, full-on early access game. Many, as my chat during the live stream will attest to, are going to be thinking that it's a mostly finished product that just needs a little bit more testing and balancing. This is far from the case though. It is, in every way, a new game in early access. In total on release, there's about 2 hours of story content that we completely played through in one session. That was with us taking our time and doing some of the random exploring and seeing what's out there. Placeholders can be seen all over, from ground objects on frozen islands to the wall art inside a handful of research installations that look like they've been ripped straight out of Microsoft Paint. It's obvious that all this stuff is still in the works. It's got a price tag of $20, and you'll find for $20 a compellingly voiced story that stops dead 2 hours in. There are some areas to explore, and you'll immediately get that Subnautica feeling of being alone in a world full of life and left to figure out what to do next. Base building is back, but not till you get toward the end of the short story, and in our playthrough, we had an inopportune death that left us without a tool to get into the building side of things. Briefly looking over all the blueprints that we had gained access to, I found no new blocks that stood out in the current version. All of them came from the original based game. So new content in the current release is lacking at the moment. The new Arctic polar region looks great. There's massive glaciers that sit mere feet away from rock that you'll find claustrophobic in the best of ways as you delve deeper and deeper through the tunnels and menagerie of coral formations. New creatures are interesting and just as strange as the base game, though many, and I mean many, of the old creatures make a reappearance, with very little changes to their appearance, and some of the crafting mechanics all are basically the same as the original game. The only thing that they've changed on some of the fish are their names by adding the word cold or polar in front of them. Though a new vehicle is hinted at, we never actually had the opportunity to build it in my playthrough, and at the moment, I'm not even sure it's in the game. So, do I regret picking up another early access game? No. Unknown Worlds has, time and again, released titles in early access and have ended up with damn fine products. Natural Selection series and Subnautica are perfect examples of this, but, if you're looking for a high-end, full-fledged experience where you came into the original Subnautica near the end of its development, or after the full release, and want to get that same experience, that feeling of full exploration and deep story, I have to say, getting into early access right now might just ruin some of those elements for you and break that initial feeling of wonder and discovery. As for what you'll end up discovering is probably dead ends and incomplete content at this stage. Below Zero is still one of my most anticipated titles for 2019, and I will eagerly await its full release, but for now, the early access version is going to have to wait. For those willing to jump in and have a go this instant, I thank you for a willingness to test an unfinished game and report your issues so that the rest of us can have an amazing experience a year down the road. For everybody thinking about whether or not you should buy it, weigh those two things out closely and make your decision. Alright ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to the video. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about the new release. Are you gonna jump in today, or are you gonna wait until you get that full experience like I did with Subnautica, and now it's one of my all-time favorite games? I'm curious what you guys think. Alright everybody, I will see you in the next one. Later everyone.